Yeah, thank you, Calde. Some time ago, some of us had supported removal of fuel subsidy. Since 1994, have been campaigning for the removal of fuel subsidy. Okay, so when it came, it was something that naturally I welcome from professional perspective. But when you do that, okay, when you remove those subsidies, the fund, the support that you get from that, the financial, additional financial resources that you have, should have been used to target, sectors and areas that will support the poor, who are going to be, heavily impacted. But what happened was that the increased revenue was just channeled to the general treasury, okay, without, giving some relief or some support to the poor. So that's what we should have done. We should have done that, deliberately in planning the reform. That the whatever savings that we are getting, additional revenue that we are giving, part of it will go to, maybe cash transfer. Part of that will go to enhancing, transportation and other areas that will bring down the cost, the living cost for Nigerians. But we didn't do that, okay? So that is an error in my view. So in order to also address your question, directly, we should ask, what are the state governments doing, okay? The state governments, everybody had benefited from this enhanced revenue, okay? But most of the time, the focus is on what the federal government is doing. The subnationals, what are they doing? In what areas are they improving, investing to improve the livelihoods of Nigerians that are living in their areas? That is important in my view. Two, there are loopholes, and the IMF report actually mentioned about transparency, in the fiscal process, in the budgeting process, in our finances. Okay, so we talk about government expenditure of so much trillions of naira. Okay, where are those expenditures going? Who is actually ensuring that that this expenditure goes to the right sector, to the right to the right economic agents, and are managed well? What are we spending money on? What is the cost of governance? Okay, what are the wastes in the system? If you close loopholes, in many countries, when you are trying to make savings, you are not just making savings by raising taxes. You also make savings by closing loopholes. What are the existing loopholes in the system? Okay, that if you close them, you're able to save some amount of money that you can then divert to supporting the poor, and the vulnerable at this point in time. That is one. Two is that you also have to look at, hey, are there sectors, are there, the rich? Okay, we have a situation now where you have a very booming, capital markets. Okay, you also have areas where, the top people are, some areas where they're making a lot of money. Then look at those areas, okay, and ensure that, okay, you are able to get revenue from them, through closing loopholes that whatever the rich enjoy, and those who are making capital gains or making a lot of money at this time, and then you divert that to supporting the poor, and the vulnerables. So, in my view, the target should be one. We should have to find a way that whatever savings we have made from this oil, Nigerians, the poor people, benefit from that gain. Two, we must close whatever loopholes that exist on our expenditure system. The high cost of governance. We need to find a way of doing that. And third, we should look at the areas where the rich and the wealthy people make money now, and try to see how we can get close whatever loopholes we have and get more revenue from there.
Yeah, Prof, let's talk about where the problem lies. You've mentioned a few things in passing. So